What's up?
Hello, hello. How was the conference?
It was so weird. The first day it was snowing in like the south
Oh,
out there. It was so cold. You're coming from Colorado where it was like really hot back home. I was like, what is going on?
that is odd, given that it was in Georgia of all places. So it's like, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, very, very
People
odd.
people
Um,
were freaking out and every, KubeCon hoodie was sold the first day and
oh, really? Well, I guess that's a good thing, right? So for them at least. But yeah, yeah, no, that's kind of crazy. But was the conference itself okay? But just the
yeah,
weather? Oh, okay,
yeah,
cool, cool,
yeah,
cool.
yeah, it was a great time, good event, good crowds. Yeah, lots of good conversations, learning always. Yeah, I enjoy just getting to, see all the industry friends of sorts, and
Right, right.
um, so yeah.
All right, cool. Well, welcome back. So what's today's date? The second. All right. So please add your name in here and get started. One sec, someone's like pinging me. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Um, all right. So so the updates on 0.5, it's been a little bit, kind of put a hold on that, mostly because of Thanksgiving. And Andrea has been very busy, so I haven't been able to get a hold of him, but he did get the PR in for the spec version renaming. And we have by PR too that was merged. So like we are ready to go for 0.5. So I'm gonna ping him later today. And we should be able to get that release going. Ping Andrea about 0.
Um, Believe it when I see it.
Yeah, yeah, same. Release. Uh and issues have been resolved and PRs merged. So 0.5 is ready to go. All right, cool. Um, and then another thing is that we got a PR from an external person that isn't usually on these calls, but I think it had to do with the automation, and I kind of prefer their approach because one, it uses Python, but I'll just bring it up, kind of like show you their line of thinking. Um,
I thought everything has to be Swift with you now.
yeah, but Python's fine. Okay, so he's just adding some comments here.
I don't know if you're sharing your screen or
Oh, I am. Are you unable to see it?
I see just a thin black bar.
Oh, it's that one bug. Okay. Yeah. Okay, there you go.
There
Yes,
we go.
yes. Sorry. So yeah, here is the yeah, the notes. So basically we have a script that does this already technically, but it's in Bash. So I think Andrea linked it. Where do you put it? Mm, oh, this right here. Okay. That's not what I wanted. Ugh. All right, so let's reopen this. Um, so we have this Bash script, and Bash is not exactly the easiest thing to read, nor is it really, I don't know, like you have to, just to like get or parse out the flags, you have to do like this, which I think is just really ugly. So the Python approach is a little bit simpler, but it only so what this file does is it does a version bump depending on uh basically the flag. So if it's an M, I think that's a minor, or is that major? But yeah, so basically M is a major version, S is a small, I'm guessing, so minor. And it version bumps basically for it to be version bumps the version file that we have. So we have this version.txt that lives in the repo. So if you actually look in here, version.txt. So this what this code does is it version bumps that based off the flag, and then it replaces all the schema with this version with dash draft and actually what you call it uh replaces it with the new version essentially. So yeah, so that's the gist of it there. So it's very, very simple, very, very straightforward, but like I said, the code just looks a little odd, and you can't really test this, right? There's the bash. I mean, you could write a bash unit test, but there's like no testing framework. There might be, but I haven't used one, right? So yeah, so that's why I'm a little bit more in favor of the this PR is because it actually puts it in Python, which we could actually write mocks and test it against. Um, and the one comment that I had for him, because it basically does everything, the one comment that Andrea had though is that it's on pull request. So every pull request with a particular label would version bump. So I'm okay with this because it needs a very specific label. But Andrea, on the other hand, thinks like maybe this should just be like a button that we push, which I think is also fine. So I'm fine with either one. I think this is it's just however you want the UX to be. Um, and another thing is this doesn't, I don't think this actually goes through the files. Let me see. New version, major version, yeah. So this doesn't actually go through the files and updates everything. It just updates the version.txt. Um, let me see here. Did he fix that? No, he didn't fix anything. What? I'm confused. Readership was trying to find this anything. Trying to release something. Ah, I see. So he's just waiting for us. Yeah. So I'm going to ask him to fully convert that shell script to Python, and then we can like add some tests for this as well, which I think would be really nice to have. What are your thoughts? Are you in favor of this, or do you feel like it's a little bit of an overkill?
Um, my only question, I mean, I do appreciate the moving to Python. I guess my only question is, are there not existing libraries out there that, Python packages you could pip install for semver tooling? So I guess I'm wondering if this Python is
Yeah, that's a good
just
question.
a little more. I mean, I think it's great, but we could maybe make it simpler, saying just import, some other semver tool and have it handle.
Oh, there's
Yeah,
Python Simver. Look at this.
yeah. There's like semversioner is another one.
I wonder if he uses that actually. I have no idea. Where's the parsing of this? Oh, this is the bash. Patch minor parse version. Where is this? Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. That's a good call out. Um,
Yeah, so his code might be like a good wrapper around one of these off-the-shelf semver tools,
yeah, yeah.
something like that.
Let's see. Why can I? Oh, because I'm not logged in. Okay. I'll add that comment in a sec. But I'll post this in here.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
I think it's in the right direction. I just wonder if
Yeah.
if there's something.
Timber library post writing our own. Yeah, I think that's a very good call out. Um, Let me see. Let me look at like the documentation for this because I just want to make sure that we get um we get okay, that this is actually what I was gonna suggest to him is actually return a structure. so we can actually get more information. Um, Format version. Okay, I like this. Okay, cool, cool, cool. And then um, so we'll put this. Oh no.
You could probably run as whoever has this PR, they could do some maybe some tests where run the
Yeah,
bash
exactly.
in the Python. Do you get the same results?
Yep, 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 yep. Okay, cool. So I'll recommend that too, and then always tests. So yeah, I think those are definitely some good call outs. I forgot what the why he was creating this PR. There was some reason. This was because
I think he's like, why did he create this? I think he said he was like a university student and
oh, is that what it was?
just getting his toes wet on
Ah,
what's
gotcha,
going on
gotcha.
here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me see. Ah, he is. Oh, cool. It's part of a capstone project. All right, yeah, yeah, yeah. I think we can definitely recommend him some tests, etc., and see where we can go from there. But yeah, I definitely think that those are definitely good call outs. I wasn't sure like how much I wanted to like, have him do because anytime we get an external PR, I'm just always happy for the work that we can use. And I'm always afraid to ask for more. But yeah, this is definitely some good call outs. I'll definitely suggest it and see if he's willing to do it. But if not, we can always take the PR and do it ourselves as well. So, um, okay, great. I like that though. So yeah, let's
I guess I, I
also
wonder
add.
what his capstone project is. Like, I guess my only worry is if his project is, I figured out how to write a Semver tool, and for us to stomp on his dreams and
Oh,
no, there's
right,
another,
right, right.
there's a library for that versus,
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I would imagine. Okay, we can always ask as well.
yeah, and, just getting him, I think, encourage him for his project, like, oh yeah, get more into CD events itself and
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
you know, go run CDEviz, do that as a demo for school. That should be cool.
yeah. We don't do the library that does his work. Okay. I think those are definitely good call outs. Okay, cool, cool. I like that. Oh, I forgot to ask you about your talk. How was that?
Um, just left everyone speechless. There was
Okay.
no, I mean it was good. I think it was a good discussion. It was responded to.
Hmm.
Lots of people kind of saying, yeah, this is just the broadly thinking about how this is good for the application delivery CI/CD space to be, overall to be a little more event based,
Yeah, yeah.
to get these kind of data out. Um, so yeah, there was good reception to that. The questions I got at the talk were around, say, like, if depending how far I get or someone gets on, this integration at Argo, like it's more just like Argo specific things. Like if Argo responded to a CD event message, then maybe, I don't know if this is something you all talk about for anyone that receives CD event messages, how do they then map that to RBAC and other security concerns within their tool going, is this message allowed? Am I
Oh, yes.
am I
Yeah.
supposed to
So
be responding to this?
yeah, yeah. So yeah, both. So there's actually both. There's two different use cases of that problem, and I'll kind of give you both. That we have at least discussed. There might be more. I'm sure there are more, but the first one is this verifiability in general. That means like when you receive a message, how do you know that it's coming from someone that you can trust, right? So that's kind of problem number one. Problem number two is receiving messages that you're supposed to, as in, let's say you're like a black project inside of a company where you cannot leak anything inside outside of your team or those that are allowed to see it, right? So those are kind of like the two different visibility and verifiability concerns. And the first one we're already solving. We actually have a PR that is outstanding in here. So we have cloud events, right? So cloud events is actually the spec that CD events is built on, as you know. And we have this PR, which is for verifiability. So this is a PR that got open, I think, just at the beginning of November. So this explains how we could do verifiability, not just for CD events, but for all of cloud events. So if a CD event comes in, you'll be able to verify that's coming from some person that you trust. So that's going to answer problem number one. Problem number two is how do you go about ensuring that you send it to, or people that receive it are the ones that are able to view it. So that's kind of problem number two. So we have kind of started thinking about that. And what I mean by that is that there are multiple ways we can solve this problem. The first way that we talked about is we have this conduit service, right? So it would have all the information of who can view what. And if someone subscribes and they're like, hey, you can't subscribe, if it's publishing to a person or to an endpoint that doesn't have privileges to view the event, they can go ahead and hold it. So that's one option. And it might, and like I said, these aren't mutually exclusive solutions either. The other solution is that we rely on client-side encryption. That way, not even Conduit has any visibility into this secret project, and only those that can actually decrypt it. So let's say I'm a user that doesn't have visibility. I will receive this event and see that like maybe there's a flag that says like it's client side encrypted and it's asking for like maybe some sort of key. I'd be like, oh, what kind of key is this? I don't have that type of key. All right, let's move on. So I just throw that event away. So that's another option. Um, and if you did have the key, you could go ahead and decrypt it and go ahead and move forward. So there's kind of like, multiple facets on how we can potentially solve this. And it just really depends on what route we want to go. But there are definitely ways of solving it. But, like I said, there's definitely two issues in terms of verifiability that I think both are equally as important, if that makes sense.
Yeah. That'll be interesting for that level. And then for any consumers, I guess it would be interesting more just like looking at the landscape of the other tools like Tecton or Jenkins, like how do they internally make decisions based off of these messages? Like Argo has its own internal policy engine,
Mhm.
and when it receives a message, how does it decide? Yes,
Yeah. So that's
it's
conduit. Yeah, that's conduit again, actually.
yeah, yeah,
So I don't know if you remember the talk, like all the details of the talk that we did at CDCon, but in Conduit, maybe I can just do like a high level show here. Conduit. Um, you have like some sort of YAML, right? That has like steps, right? When you receive this event, right? Build, you do this essentially, do this, do pipeline start event, right? Or something of that nature. So it expects like this sort of low. Um, so when you're asking what you need to do, you could actually pull down this definition and say, oh, Conduit will say, hey, you're on this build step. It expects this pipeline start with these pipeline, subjects. Can you go, you would be able to infer that based off of the current step. Maybe there's an API that's like current step, for example. Does that make sense?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Cool, cool,
yeah,
cool. So yeah, it's Conduit should be able to handle that at some scale. Right now, since we don't have that, people will kind of have to make a bunch of assumptions, which really suck, or build some sort of other tooling that supports some sort of like DAG way of inferencing things. But yeah, that would be probably the way that I would go about it is um yeah, is to just kind of either wait for conduit or implement your own kind of like DAG of step step evaluator, if you will. Um, so yeah,
yeah,
I think those are both things that we are well aware of and we're working towards. Obviously the verifiability one's really close. The conduit one, we're still kind of like working through all the kind of the PRs and all the feedback, etc. So yeah, we're getting
yeah.
there.
Yeah. Another thing I was thinking about at the conference, um, I was hoping to see like someone present on it, but I did not see anything that really got into this. But um, as a, aside, kind of to your like dictionary pull request, definitions pull request, comments before is similar to what we're defining here. I was looking at open telemetry, and open telemetry is starting to define semantic conventions for CI/CD.
Hmm.
And I don't know if you've looked at those, if there's overlap here, or if there's I mean I kind of see it as these are two different approaches, the OTel pathway versus like a CDEvents pathway. I think they're different ways of looking at this problem, but I don't think necessarily there's overlap other than maybe the semantic conventions could be reused in one
Yeah.
dictionary or the other. But
Yeah, I think so. We've been at a few of the OTel meetings just to make sure that we're like, you know, uh like our nouns and verbiage are the same or accurate. Um the main difference between OTel, what OTel is doing and what CD Events is doing is CD Events is trying to handle like interoperability as opposed to OTel is trying to handle observability, right? So that's not to say CD events can't do observability, but um, open telemetry is specifically solving for that. Um, and it's a little bit more granular too. So that's like another thing that's pretty different about it. So I would say those are probably the two biggest major call outs. But yeah, we definitely are well aware of each other.
gotcha. Cool.
But yeah. So that's kind of like the gist of all I had. But like I said, I'm gonna ping Andrea. I will do that right now, actually. And just let them know that we should probably do the release now. So um uh opt to do the zero point 0.5 release. Okay, cool. So yeah, did you have anything else?
No, no. There's there's a GitOps event later this week, and I'm just gonna be sharing the same presentation I did at ArgoCon again.
Oh, cool. And like I said, if you get those questions, feel free to, to answer it the same way. If you need me to like write it down or something just so you have it, let me know and I can give it to you in text format as well.
Yeah, I could send you. I have the pull request I have on Argo CD. People have left comments on that. I think asking that question.
Oh, okay.
So let me see if I can find that. You might be interested in that.
Yeah, and I can also chime in if you don't mind. Also, if um, kind of maybe help answer some of those questions as well.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, that would be probably the best is to put those kind of things, that discussion in the pull request. I
Okay.
sent it in the chat here.
Yeah. All right, cool. I got it here. So I will go ahead and look at some of those questions and we can work towards that then.
All right.
Cool. All right, awesome. Well, it was good talking to you, Luke. And like I said, if you need me to write that in text, let me know and I'll let you know when Andre gets back to me. All right.
Cool.
All right, I'll see you next week.
Yep. Catch you later.
All right, bye.